All right. I believe what I want is something like we get it. Thank you. Something like this. In here. All right. I don't know what's going on with my eye. So, just like most people, one of my eyes is better. My better eye. My better eye today is all blurry for some reason. Not all, but pretty blurry. I mean, I can't focus very well. I woke up and it was super dry. I think I might have scratched the eye or something, but it doesn't hurt. Just can't focus very well, and I'm not sure why. So I'll probably do a lot of blinking throughout. We'll see what else. Trying to get my eye to focus. Fortunately, in this game, Darren says, or Adrian says a lot of stuff. So with his speaking, that should be okay. Now I forgot to check, so I guess I got to do that. I forgot to check and make sure chat is going to work, so hang on. Give me 1 second here. Do this for a second. And this, and yeah, that works. Okay. Okay, I'll refresh this. All right. Just making sure. Just making sure. All right, let's go back in. Uh, 10, 11. This is what we saved right at the end, right? 159 versus 146. Yeah. Yeah, this is the later one. Okay. Okay, I'll be back in just a minute. I'm going to grab myself some water. I don't have anything to drink while I play, and I need to stay hydrated, so be right back. I have to grab one more, too. Okay, now I'll be right back. Um, let's review the journal. The black ball. Wait, something later. It's a continuation. Okay, hang on. Okay, so portal found. Last, I found one of the portals. First, I didn't know if I was seeing things or what I was seeing was real. It became clear to me that the portals had to exist, but it's really something else again when you just stand in front of one and see it with your own eyes. See, this is what I'm saying. My eyes blurry. It's hard for me to read stuff. Now, all that stuff with Angelina, the and the ritual chamber. Now all that stuff with Angelina and the ritual chamber doesn't seem so unreal anymore. The portal's huge, round and richly decorated. It's not deep below ground. It's more at the back of a broad chasm which has a weird light streaming out of it. There's a bracket thing right next to the portal. Black ball. Too bad that Angelina stole the last black ball from the museum. I've got no idea where I can get another one from. Maybe the hieroglyphs describe where they can be found. I need to find out more about them. Yeah, we need somebody who can interpret the hieroglyphs for us. That's right. These hieroglyphs around the portal will definitely help me. Someone needs to help me decipher them. Doc Winterbottom's book on hieroglyphics is useless, unfortunately. It deals mainly with Egyptian symbols and not ancient English Druidic. Away or what does that say? Away? Something Edward can thank her for lending it out. I could ask him about that later. It's a well known fact that asking costs nothing. Alright. Let's hope I don't have to read anything else the rest of the game. Dude, I don't know what happened to my eye. Something happened in the middle of the night because I can't even with like focusing. I cannot focus with the eye. Doesn't matter how much I prod it, roll it around, hydrate it, nothing helps. So I might have permanently damaged my eye for all I know. Hopefully not. It sucks. Anyway. Um I don't know. Trying to think who else would know enough to be able to help with the runes. I mean, she lent the book out. Just ask random people around town, I think. Like maybe these museum goers.
I don't want to keep the tourists from their museum visit.
So we won't ask them. He's not going to talk, so nobody in here. Unless somebody new showed up. I don't think so, though, right? I would doubt it. Yeah, nobody else. Let me just go back outside. Be faster, I think, this way. Ah. I can't interact with these folks. So I don't know why we have them arguing if I can't do anything with them. That's interesting. I mean, I'd say normally, oh, they've got real life happening as you go along, but I guess maybe because they had a couple ladies on the bench the first day I was here or whatever, so maybe. Oh, it's the next day. Let's do this.
Hello, Madame Fortuna.
Adrian, I knew you would call again.
Who else could it be?
Pick a card.
Stop.
I've turned over the moon.
That's what you sound like, too.
The tarot card, Adrian. Your card. Something has been awakened in you. You will have to transcend the boundaries. But you will receive a deep, intuitive understanding in exchange.
That sounds a bit scary.
And I see...
Death, of course.
Death.
Again.
You'll shatter.
Ah.
But there's a way, Adrian, for you to survive.
Just one. Yes, I'm listening.
Stay away from heights.
Yeah. Thanks. What a load of crap.
I don't think we'll have anything else for these, but let's do them anyway, just in case.
Jones and Partners Chambers. Please leave your name and telephone number. We're in your corner.
So no. And then this one. I think those are the only three numbers I have.
Nobody's answering.
Alright. So none of those. Let's go in the cafe. I, again, don't think anybody here will be able to help us, but let's try anyway.
Edward,
Sir?
all on your own today?
Denise is ill.
But wasn't she here this morning?
Yes. She went down with a virus all of a sudden.
Might that be the Conrad Spooner virus?
I think it's got plenty of names. Whatever the case, it doesn't just make you unfit for work. It makes you unfit for marriage, too.
I'm very sorry, Edward.
Well, anyway, it's not infectious.
The last time you were in the museum, did you ever look at that black ball?
Yes. Apparently, it was the only thing of any value in there. That's why it got stolen. However, I still ask myself to this day what it was supposed to be exactly. It was too dark for a kind of crystal ball like fortune tellers use. What's your opinion?
Well, it certainly wasn't a bowling ball.
And that's it. Okay. And then?
You're interested in ancient history?
Quite true, sir. You could say it's a hobby of mine. I've been collecting ancient coins from different cultures for years now. You build up quite a substantial knowledge doing that, you know.
Fantastic. Could you take a look at this and tell me what you make of it?
Oh, yes. I've seen this script before somewhere. It's druidic. Very old.
Can you read it?
Reading might be an exaggeration. It's more a kind of pictorial story. I think it's a description of a burial ritual. Yes, that could well be the case. Here, the dead person seems to be some kind of ecclesiastical person. A priest, if you will. You can see that by the crooked staff. That symbol was often used for spiritual leaders.
And he has a black ball in his hand. Are you saying that it could be like one of those that was in the museum?
Oh, you could even be right there. If that's the case, then I'm not at all surprised it was stolen. It would be worth a fortune.
Might it be possible that there are more of them?
I wouldn't exclude that possibility. If it's some kind of a burial gift for priests, then there could be a chance you'd find one under a burial mound.
You mentioned a burial mound. Is there one around here?
Oh, yes, sir. There are supposed to be one or two around here. At least they discovered some a few years ago. It was even in the paper. Ah, now I remember where I recognize the hieroglyphics from. There was a photograph of the tomb in the paper, along with the research team. These kinds of hieroglyphics were engraved in the rocks.
A research team? Damn. I bet they cleared out the tomb completely.
You would think so, but you could...
I could what?
Excuse my tactlessness, sir. Miss Valley, she was involved with the excavation. A group of archaeology students were here in this area looking for pagan relics, and they discovered a burial mound quite by chance. It was quite an exciting event.
And, who else was involved in this enterprise?
Nobody I knew, I regret to say, sir.
Thanks anyway, Edward. You've helped me a lot.
Sir, would you happen to have a moment's time?
Yeah?
It's rather unpleasant for me to mention this so brashly, but Dr. Winterbottom said I ought to do it. Now, as master of Black Mirror Castle, would you happen to have any staff requirements? I would be most pleased to be able to work for you, sir.
Huh? What's gonna happen to the cafe if you're no longer here?
Oh, don't worry about that. Denise's father already has a new business idea, and I, don't believe I'm the right sort of chap for it.
Is that so? Isn't the cafe doing so well? What could do better here in Willow Creek, then?
An undertaking business. Funerals, sir.
Huh. Of course. I should have thought of that myself. But I really don't know if I can actually use a butler. I need construction guys or a demolition company more urgently.
It is precisely a butler's job to look after such things.
Maybe you're right. Well then, why not come up to the castle tomorrow sometime? Then we can give it some more thought.
Thank you very much, sir.
Take care, Edward.
I'll do my best, sir.
I hope Edward doesn't get killed like the construction dude did or something. Crap. I mean, yes, you need a butler for a castle, but I don't know about that. And Edward, I mean, you know, for all of his stiffness or whatever, Edward seems like a nice guy overall, so that's not great. So what does the diary say now? Okay. Interesting. Edward said that Miss Valley was in a scientific team involved in excavating burial mounds. She seems to have got herself really in deep with all the secret of the Black Mirror stuff. Shame I couldn't have gotten to know her better. We would have definitely got along and had plenty to tell each other. A real tragedy, her getting killed like that. Yeah. Especially since it seems like it was either she burned alive or often then burned, which is either way is horrible. If I'm thinking right, then Miss Valley's house would definitely turn up something useful for me. Only you can bet your bottom dollar the police will have it all sealed up. Oh yeah. Okay, so I don't even know where her house is. But let's try these other places briefly.
The sales girl was terrified of me. As long as I don't ask her any questions, then I probably won't give her a heart attack.
All right.
Can I ask you something briefly?
Hmm?
I found a bear trap in the woods. Are those kind of traps even allowed?
I know there are hunters out and about all year round, but I'm sure they don't use bear traps. There aren't any bears in England.
What are the traps for then? And who set them?
Maybe the bears have laid some to catch the hunters.
You've got a logical explanation for everything, haven't you? The most important thing for you is that you don't have to waste any time having a proper look at things.
That's what it looks like.
Were you involved with the search at Miss Valley's house?
Yes, but I'm not authorized to tell you anything about it.
Goodbye, Constable. Inspector Spooner.
Little Lord Adrian, what can the village Bobby do for you?
Are you trying to suck up to me, or are you pulling my leg?
You choose.
Have you arrested Tom?
They vanished into the woods. We've started a search.
Be careful with the bear traps. Or the traps.
This black ball that was stolen from the museum.
You want to give it back? That'd be very nice, of course.
So it hasn't turned up again?
No.
Have you seen anything like this before?
Something similar. In the cells on the wall.
Okay.
There are supposed to be burial mounds in this area. Do you happen to know where any of them are?
You've just inherited a castle. Now you want to move again?
Couldn't you give me just one decent answer, please?
Ah, well. If it means so much to you. No, I don't know where you might find a burial mound.
Might you possibly be able to give me a tiny bit of information?
Really? I can't wait.
You searched Miss Valley's house, didn't you? Did you come across any kind of archaeological notes or drawings while you were at it?
Zach,
Hmm?
shouldn't you been off on the beat long ago? You know, Adrian, I get the feeling that our, let's call it a relationship, has got rather bogged down of late. You're constantly coming to me with some new request. It's always me who's supposed to give you something. I'm thinking it's time we changed all that.
Would you like to come with me to see Doc Winterbottom? Do some couple therapy?
Nice idea, but I've got something else planned, as you perhaps already noticed. I sometimes tend towards making quite hasty judgments. That's one of the reasons they redeployed me here to Willow Creek. I'd actually imagine my life as a police inspector somewhat differently.
Pursuits, shootouts, explosions.
You're looking into my very soul. But without some clear evidential success under my belt, I'm not going to be getting out of this dump all that quickly. And what with your circumstances having sadly changed somewhat.
What's supposed to have changed there? I'm innocent now, just like I always was.
But now your nobility, as you have so strikingly noticed. And here in good old England, that is a good reason to treat things with more of a feather-light touch. Or to put it another way, an error in such a case would definitely not be good for my career.
Have I got this right? You're crapping yourself because I own a castle now.
Perhaps it's still not too late to forget the whole thing and close the case. But to do that, I have to present the judge with something meaningful.
Is that a polite request for a confession? Are you kidding me?
No, you misunderstood me. The thing with Tom and that Phil is already a good start. Also, Murray has corrected his statement and given you an alibi for the Miss Valley murder. Seems to like you a lot, that bloke. But there's still this Lewis and Angelina woman. They're officially missing. But someone who's missing also can be a perpetrator. You do see that?
Ah, we're speaking the same language at last. What's happening with Miss Valley's house now? Have you found anything there?
We only found some photos of you, and we also took a few other things relevant to the case. If you think you can find something there that might bring this case to a close, then I'll let you have a look around the house.
Are we partners then?
Not the expression I'd use. Hey, but this conversation never took place, okay? Zach will go with you, and I want to be informed about everything.
Of course, Inspector. Goodbye.
Fare thee well, my lord.
Okay.
Can I ask you something briefly?
Hmm?
The inspector said that it wouldn't be a problem if I wanted to have a look at Miss Valley's house for myself, but that you should come along to keep an eye on me.
If that's what he said, I'll go and get the keys. Have fun with the search. Just tell me when you want to go.
Interesting. I don't think we're going to find the black ball here, but we might find some clues. Because I would think that their previous investigation here would have turned up a black ball. So.
Old newspapers and a book with English children's songs. That's no use to me.
Garlic.
Seems Miss Valley wasn't just scared of the Gordons.
You're assuming she's doing that because of vampires or something, but very possibly she's used a lot of garlic in her cooking.
Now this could be interesting. Miss Valley's book collection. Let's take a look. English history and stories, Camelot and the Holy Grail. From William the Conqueror to Magna Carta. Aha, a folder from a university. Constable, can I take a look at this folder here?
That's just books about science and the like.
Was that a yes?
Okay by me, but don't take too long.
No black ball. If I'm lucky, then nobody else will have found it either. Now all I have to do is find out exactly where this burial mound is.
Okay, I can read this because it's a little bit bigger, so the blurriness isn't affected as much. Expedition 6th July 1, 1981. Our group has been investigating the ground at Sector 13, or I3 it might be. I don't know. I think it's 13. We found an untouched tumulus, one probably spared by grave robbers. The entrance was still closed by a stone slab, typical of this type of earthworks. The grave is characteristic of a previous type known to us, the Cotswold Severn type. We found the remains of, I think it's supposed to be 12, just the space is on the wrong side of the one. Anyway, found the remains of 12 persons, probably males. Some were missing heads. Bones had been rearranged. We believe that the skulls would have been removed for use during rituals. Why? That remains to be seen. We have marked the position of the grave on the map. To protect the grave from looters, the map has been lodged at the University Archive and is only available to authorized persons. Why do I have a pencil thing here? I guess I'm supposed to be drawing. Am I doing like a Darkness Within thing? Finds and specimens sent for archiving. 7 complete male skeletons. 5 male skeletons, minus skulls. 1 gold figure in the form of a bull. 2 gold tablets with hieroglyphics. 1 specimen of sand from the grave floor. In addition, a soil sample and various small animal bones from the surrounding area of marshland. Oh, I see. Okay.
has to be a few significant words in these research papers from which I can work out the exact location. I think 3 words will do it.
I have a little bit of sleep in my eyes. A little bit of... Okay. Anyway, okay, I found Miss Valley's seminar notes. She describes the investigation into a burial mound nearby. No mention of a black ball, though. The routes description is in an archive somewhere. I'm not going to be able to get at that all too easily. There must be other parts of the report that will lead me to the grave. Location details or distinct features in the surroundings. Okay. All right, so Sector 13. Marsh. Different type. Um. I'm trying to think.
Now I've got something I can work with. Sector I-3 in the marsh.
I3.
I've been round there already when I was looking for the portals. And there's a place where there are lots of small animal bones. I must be able to find that.
Found it. Sector I3 is even on my map. There in the swamp by the small animal bones. I must have been close to it already. The small animal bones in Sector I3. Okay, so we go.
I've still got things to do here. I'd rather get that done before I leave.
Oh, right, okay.
Newspaper clippings about Vic's murder. I can't imagine how anyone could murder a child so brutally.
Yeah, your dad being possessed by Mordred. That's obviously going to cause some of that, at least. Right? He would do stuff that he normally would not be willing to do. Let me turn on my TV. Getting colder now, that time of year where I live.
An empty notepad.
What are you doing there?
I just wanted to take a piece of paper to take some notes.
Hmm.
Okay.
Stay down here, please.
What? Why? Maybe there's something worth looking at up there.
Miss Valley kept all of her papers down here. We've searched through everything upstairs and found nothing except a couple of photos of her brother Vic.
All right.
Okay. Small piece of coal. Okay.
I think they just don't have oil or gas in Willow Creek yet. Crockery with folkloric designs. Experts like me call them painted plates.
Poor Vic. Alright, let's work our way around. So here.
Anything against me taking a piece of coal?
I don't think anybody would have anything against that.
A wooden rocking chair. The backrest doesn't look particularly comfortable. Miss Valley's brother Vic. She has quite a lot of pictures of him, but that's no surprise. She was pretty obsessed with his death, and particularly with his murderer, Samuel Gordon, my father. She must have really loved her brother.
No. Carpet, I guess.
What are you up to?
Maybe there's a secret trapdoor under the rug.
What a load of nonsense.
Okay, I'm gonna run through one more time, make sure I didn't miss something. Or try to make sure I didn't miss something. It's always possible I miss, even on both passes of everything.
I've definitely overlooked something, and I'm thinking I'm not gonna get back in here all that easily.
Definitely overlooked something. What? But there's only the door and Constable Zach now. There's not.
This trick has always worked before.
Oh, I see.
That has to be the same letter as the one I found in the shack. You can still read a bit of it. In case we are unable to... the evil... we fail in our goal and the order never existed. Already sacrificed. That was never my intention. If the cursed one, then... Oh, now it's looking very faint. Can't be allowed to find any trace that might lead to us. I get it. This is Miss Valley announcing that the Order should be disbanded should anything go wrong. That explains a lot. Zach, I've seen enough. Let's go.
Please, put the folder away again, and then we can go.
So he did go from over here. So that was where her where her house was or whatever. Okay.
Hello? As far as I can remember, there wasn't a pile of stones here yesterday. There's something wedged between the stones. A piece of paper.
Is this
An
our...
envelope with my name on it. This is starting to get a bit creepy.
This is the same person that told us to go, like, have our car, or go talk to the guy who broke down his car or whatever, right? The one who basically said, like, you're going to find more information, just keep looking around, and we're on your side, and whatever. That one,
An
right?
envelope with my name on it. No sender's address, nothing. Hope is the guardian's second virtue. It nourishes the wise, but it fools the measured, who mindlessly rest on its promises.
Okay.
The next weird message. I kind of expected it. Whoever's planned this little game with me knew I'd pass by the swamp.
Excuse me. Bones that were mentioned.
Small animal bones. It said in Miss Valley's research papers that she'd sent some of the bones to her institute. That would point to there being a burial mound somewhere here close by.
Beaten track. Down over here, right?
A swamp, or a marsh, if you will. That was also mentioned in the research papers. And I'm to the east of Willow Creek. Now somewhere, not a million miles away, has to be this burial mound.
Am I going to go over here maybe? Let's see. Let me save it. I end up going somewhere that gets me killed or whatever.
I'll just have a try in this direction. Wasn't all that difficult to find. This tree must have been cut down decades ago. Probably when they discovered the tomb. A spare menhir that was left over from building the tomb? There are plenty of twigs and branches here. I'll take some dry ones. There are even more of these small animal skeletons. Maybe there's an owl roosting here. Or maybe something bigger?
Well, it doesn't look like there's much else out here. Just want to make sure I don't miss something. I don't think so. Yeah, I think we're good.
I've never seen a burial mound from the inside. To be honest, never from the outside either. Let's see what awaits. It smells old here. Very old. The wind's blown half the wood in here. No black balls down there. All empty. Nothing to be found. So, this is where they actually laid the dead. There are small loose stones all over the place here. There are small loose...
Excuse me.
The floor is made of stone, covered with a layer of dirt. They sure couldn't have buried the ball. It's not worth it. I'm not gonna find anything like this. Mordred would definitely have known where to look. How come I'm not getting a vision now? Hey Mordred, where are you when you need it? Just a minute. That's not such a bad idea. If I don't take my pills and then wait here for long enough, I'm bound to have a vision sooner or later. I mean, why not here? Although it does say on the warning label that it's at least 2 weeks before the meds stop working. Maybe I can speed that up? Just a matter of how.
Speed up getting your meds not working? Okay.
The walls are made from solid pieces of stone. They must have needed hundreds of people to build this thing here.
Huh. Well, I'm actually feeling pretty tired too. So in addition to feeling tired and then also not having my eye focus well, I think I'm just gonna call it for today. Bit of a shorter one. That's okay. We made progress. Yep. Alright, so that'll be it for today. Not as much progress, not the kind of stream I was expecting when I went to bed last night, but it is what it is. Okay, so assuming my eye is something better, then in about 9 hours from now, we will stream The Witness, and we'll continue from there. So thanks everybody who watched this later, who's been supportive in general. Appreciate it. I will talk to you guys soon. Let you know progress on my eye if I get that fixed. Again, last time I had this issue, it took a little bit of time, but after a couple of hours, it improved. Today it hasn't, so we'll see what's going on. Anyway, talk to you guys next time. Till then, peace.
Poor spider.
This freaking boy. Oh, that's so sad.